Probably the whole movie Howard Stern.
We're going live, hush.
Sorry.
Hello, my little ponies. I'm Starlight, and welcome to another installment of Fan Chat, where today we'll be discussing villains and sidekicks. You know, all those things that make superheroes great. And here today with me is Brony Crusader.
Howdy.
Or otherwise known as Poster. Changeling.
Yeah.
And Rosie.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here.
Super. Anyways, and you all know me. I'm your lovable and busy Starlight. Oh, not to mention, it's that time again where I ask you, the fans, to tell me what topics you want to hear us discuss on Fan Chat. Alright, so why don't we first start off with what is your favorite villain of all? And then we'll go on to villains like from comic books, and then from movies, and then, yes. Didn't someone really want to be in this podcast that, like, pestered me all day yesterday?
I'm guessing wrong.
Here. I think it was, whatever his name was. I don't care.
Very classy. I thought we weren't doing personal attacks.
I don't remember who I'm attacking, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh,
Anyway.
so as long as you don't name drop them, it's okay.
Sure, why not?
Fine.
Anyways, so you guys all know my favorite villain, Harley Quinn. My favorite sidekick, can I go with Crypto, the super dog?
Oh God.
Like, he's just so cute and lovable. I
Oh
can't help it.
God.
I'm just joking, people. I never
don't
let
know.
Crypto. Never. So, let's see. Favorite sidekick for me, well, I'm not a fan of sidekicks. They're pretty much comic relief. I don't know.
So wait.
Yes.
You chose to do a podcast on sidekicks. And you're like, I don't really like sidekicks.
I don't pick the topics the fans do.
Okay, cool. It's fine. I love it.
Okay, Brony Crusader, favorite villain and or sidekick, or both.
Well, there's a couple different ways that I could actually look at this. I actually have a favorite sidekick villain, and it's the one that you actually mentioned, Harley Quinn. But if we're going, are we specifically going Marvel, DC, or MLP? Just
I think
overall,
Anything you want.
Yes.
anything at all.
Anything at all. It's limitless. It's your favorite.
Well, he's kind of a hero sidekick rather than just a sidekick himself. But as far as my favorite sidekick character is concerned, probably the Robin from the Teen Titans series.
Okay.
He just seems like kind of a hard ass.
And what about you, Changeling?
It's FNGR, and my favorite villain is Demon Goblin from Spider-Man. It's
Oh.
Well, do you know who Hobgoblin is?
Yes, I know who Hobgoblin is.
They actually made a character at one point in time where Hobgoblin got possessed by a real demon, and then the demon broke free and had his own character. And he used to go around like punishing and killing people, and it was really creepy. I just like the design. He was riding around on like a real fire bat and stuff. And
Sorry
I was like,
that
"Oh,
took so long for me to join.
hello, Quick.
No, I leave it open the entire time, so whoever wants to join can. Quick script, tell us your favorite villain and sidekick.
I got jumped.
Villain? I thought this was heroes, but villain?
No, it's
It's
villain
villains
and
and sidekicks. I already
Oh,
did
my
that
favorite
already.
villain. Wait, villain sidekick?
It doesn't matter. Villains
Favorite
and
villain is probably the Joker because he's awesome.
Yes, sir.
He's
And
abusive.
then my-
I don't like him.
Boo.
I actually
Bad
like
guy, you're not supposed
he
to
is
like
my
him.
favorite villain. I told you what my favorite villain sidekick is, and that's mostly just because my favorite villain is the Joker, because he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He kind of does his own thing and causes all kinds of chaos and destroys shit just for amusement.
You
Yeah.
see, I don't care if he kills people, murders them, whatnot, but when he threw Harley Quinn out that window, just because she succeeded in something he failed at, it pissed me off.
Well, he's a demented psychopath. He's supposed to do stupid things.
That doesn't give him the right to hit a woman.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't give him. He doesn't have the right to do any of the things he does. Don't you get that?
That's kind of the point of him being a villain, is he doesn't have
Yes.
the right to do anything, but he does
Yes.
it anyway.
The Joker has never had the right to do any of the things that he's done at all. He just so
Everybody
happens that
likes
you
the
like.
Joker. See, I always preferred the Penguin over the Joker.
My
Okay.
favorite side is Speedy from Young Justice.
Ah, that's a good one. Speedy's cool.
And plus his story arc's awesome. I mean, dude.
True. Did you already pick a villain?
Well, yeah, I said Joker.
Alright, and now, Rosie
I got skipped on something.
Severes. I can never pronounce your last name right. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's see. I've got loads of villains that I like, but if I have to pick one, I would have to say Mojo Jojo from the Powerpuff Girls because
It's a good
I really like the way he speaks. They speak so fast, and like everybody kind of like don't understand what he's talking
you
about.
cannot understand what I am saying. Mojo Jojo, this is Mojo Jojo.
Quick! Shut up!
So that's why he's my favorite villain. My favorite sidekick. I'm not quite sure if I want to be classed as a sidekick, but my favorite supporting character would be Professor Tony from the Powerpuff Girls because not only is like the creator and the father of the Powerpuff Girls, and in every episode he's always there with them, even though when he's not around. And
There we go.
Also,
So-
he did try to become a hero one time. It's kind of
Yeah.
By the way, his name is Professor Utonium. That's the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Utonium. That's his name.
Hey, Scribbles!
well,
So,
since we-
what is your favorite villain and
Might
sidekick?
as well do both.
We're
Favorite
talking
Marvel
about sidekick of the villain.
It doesn't matter.
Favorite
Villain and or sidekick.
I guess I'd probably have to say. No, for now, I'm just gonna stick with the Joker.
Good.
Everybody likes the fucking Joker.
She's all butthurt because he threw Harley Quinn out a window. Wing.
Like 3 of us so far. Joker is our favorite villain.
Yes.
Whatever.
I just can't think of a better one off the top of my head. I just know that the Joker is kind of an unyielding bad guy.
Yes.
Dude,
Whatever.
his storylines are perfect. That's the point.
Yeah. Here's an
Yeah.
idea.
I like
Beat
it
a
when
little
Harley
kid
Quinn
to
went on
death
her
for
own
crying
with
out loud.
Poison Ivy. Like, they actually did better than the Joker. And if it wasn't
Yeah,
for the
that's-
Joker, tracking them down and trying to, take their money, they totally would have gotten rid of Batman.
No, the thing is,
Wasn't there another girl involved in that episode? I forget who it was, though.
No, but in another episode when she's with Poison Ivy again, they get Elektra.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm a Harley Quinn fan. What can I say? She's adorable.
Bang.
Gotta love a girl in spandex. Oh, yes.
I'm trying to
Full
think of
body
like
spandex.
Do you have leanings?
Anyways. So, yes, let's start off with comic book villains.
I got skipped on something.
What did you get skipped
no.
on?
If we're gonna do comic villains, we have to do favorite DC villain, favorite Marvel villain.
I never got to do a side.
Well, I can never remember which one's Marvel and which one's DC.
Really, it's not that. It's easy.
Batman's DC, Marvel is stuff like Spider-Man.
Yes.
I still can't remember. Okay, if I must say, my favorite sidekick in, I think it's DC, because DC has Justice League, right?
Yes.
Instead of Marvel. Okay, I was right. It would have to be the Clue from, and he is Huntress's sidekick. I don't care what you say. People say he's an equal superhero. No, he's only ever in the Justice League when he's with Huntress. Hence, he is her sidekick and her boyfriend. Yes.
Easiest way to put it, all the people in Justice League are DC. All the people in Avengers are Marvel.
Right.
Good way to put it.
And my favorite comic book villain would have to be, what was his name? Calendar Man.
Spider-Man.
Yes,
The movie.
Calendar Man.
Calendar Man.
Just because he makes me laugh. He's such a silly villain.
Are we including anti-heroes in this, or just villains?
You can have anti-heroes in it as well.
Oh, if we're going anti-heroes, Shadow from Sonic.
Yay.
V for Vendetta.
Yes,
Or
I
V for
agree. V for Vendetta. He's awesome. Or she, depends on which end of the comic book you're watching.
Yeah, well, I have the comic book here, and it's not really... I don't think it's ever really explained.
Well, I have the comic book too. I also have the mask. I got it in the, like, 40 edition set thing. Can you guys hear my voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I, like, really soft?
No, you sound fine to me.
Okay. Because I couldn't get my actual mic to work. So, yes. Scribbles, you said your favorite villain was...
Probably the Joker overall, just because he seems like the most, like, unyielding bad guy.
We're doing Marvel first, right?
Okay, so that's DC. So Marvel villain. It's kind of a hard one.
With Calendar Man. It's funny.
Calendar Man is DC.
If you say so.
Yeah, I know for a fact he's...
Fine.
You're in front of a computer. You can look it up.
I don't want to look it up.
Okay.
They don't...
Anyways.
Where's East of us? Ah, fuck. I can't think of one right
Just
now.
say King Sombra.
Just skip me for now.
Okay.
I'll take
How
over.
about you can go quick script.
Yeah? Yeah?
What was the question?
Well,
Are we using anti-heroes?
yes.
Deadpool!
Woo! No, he's a bad guy.
No, he's an anti-hero.
Nah, he's a bad guy. He kills people.
He
for
kind of
money.
is.
He's a mercenary.
He just happens to be killing people that hurt the bad side.
I think people look at Deadpool like he's likable, therefore he's not a bad guy. I was like, that's not how it works.
Did you see what he did to that pedophile? Yes. He is a bad guy.
He's not a pedophile.
No, what he did to the pedophile.
Deathstroke the Terminator is a pedophile.
What?
The Slade from Teen Titans in the comic book is actually a pedophile.
Oh yeah, Slade. I forgot about that.
Yeah, nobody knows it's
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke the Terminator, but that's the name that they actually have for him.
Yeah.
They renamed him.
Well, Deathstroke is kind of a long name, and let's face it, Slade.
Yeah, and they weren't going to call him
Sort of
Terminator, so...
because they probably didn't want to get sued by the people that own Terminator.
Which, I was wondering why they didn't get sued by calling him Deathstroke the Terminator in the first place. But yeah, he's pretty good. That's not my pick, though. So we're doing Marvel or DC or what?
I don't remember.
We're doing Marvel right now.
Deadpool, then. I'm just going to go with the flow.
Okay, you're supposed to also pick a sidekick, people.
Joe
Oh.
Biden.
Joe Biden?
You know what? Nobody fucking cares about the sidekick.
She said no matter what I could pick, and I was like, fine, I'm picking Joe Biden.
Let's see.
I looked at main number one
Oh
sidekick.
wait, can I pick
bad guy.
Batgirl for sidekicks, or is that the wrong?
She's a sidekick.
Yes, but is
Kinda.
that from the wrong comic book
Yep.
franchise?
Well, Batman is DC.
I'm so
So
bad at this. I can't get them straight.
Star, could you say what is air just for once? So I'd like to hear it.
What is it? What do you mean?
No, just say
You
it.
don't know that meme?
What is air?
Okay, cool. I'm good. I'm happy
You
now.
have to say it like all like Japanese desui.
Yeah, like, what is air?
What is air?
Perfect. That's perfect. I can die happy now.
Silly Unacha.
I would look that up later in your spare time.
It's a YouTube video, just look it up.
It's
Yeah.
by Mage.
No, there's one that's before.
Yeah, I
that.
know. I
didn't
saw both of them.
I didn't realize. I was like, oh, how did Mage come up with this? Oh, I get it
Oh.
now.
favorite sidekick. Am I allowed to go outside of comics?
Yes.
Sure, why
Okay.
not?
Enkidu.
I don't know who that is.
Enkidu is basically the best friend of Gilgamesh, which is from the Epic of Gilgamesh. Basically, the first story ever written down on tablets.
Okay.
I'm going old school.
Yep.
Way old school.
Wait a minute. If we can go into mythology, can I change my villain to Medusa? She's sort
Why
of
not?
a tragic villain. Yeah.
But
I'm
yeah,
happy.
sure.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, in that case, I'm picking Pinky from the Mentally Advanced series. Yeah.
Mythology. I made a legitimate connection because comic book heroes are kind of like
I almost did a spit take all over my computer. Jesus.
Yeah.
comic book superheroes are supposed to be like this century's mythology, essentially, like a new
Yeah.
mythology.
That's a good save. I like that.
So, I technically made a decent comparison, not entirely true to comic books, but a decent comparison that has some relevance.
By the way, did anybody else just really, really hate Hercules?
Which one, the movie or the story?
Or the comic.
The story.
Oh,
Kinda.
He killed his wife and 3 children in a drunken rage.
Hey, you could be
Yeah.
worse. Oedipus.
I'll say, yeah, that's true. I'll say this much: I hate the Disney's Hercules a lot more than I hate the original.
Dude, that Black Girl song from Hero to Zero to a Hero. Oh god.
Well, it's so strange. It's like if you really look at Disney, they seem to be. It seems like they actually have wanted to do gospel for a long time. They just didn't know where to put it. And the only place where it actually sort of worked was in Princess and the Frog. Sorry, I keep on doing that.
No,
It's like they do a little bit of gospel, and it's like they've wanted to do black music for a while, and it's just like.
I mean by gospel. I'm stupid.
Holy cow, more
They
people
actually
do
did do gospel in like a one of the songs in it was pretty much gospel.
Southern Baptist, basically.
that. We are way off topic.
Yeah,
Well, since we're on Disney anyway, best Disney villain?
Well, technically, you said Hercules, which had nothing to do with villains.
But Hercules is totally a villain of his own
By
story.
No.
Greek mythology standards, what he did was totally kosher.
He killed his wife
He's going to get us
and
way off.
3 children in a drunken rage.
But back then,
you should see what forget.
Oedipus.
Yeah, no, you should have seen what Oedipus did and what. Oh God, I'm trying to remember the name of this little bastard. It's in the Odyssey. Basically, one of the guys that Odysseus fought with in the Trojan War. This guy went home, said hi to his wife, and basically his son, who was a lover of his wife, and I don't think that this is Oedipus, but I could be wrong, basically chopped off his head as he got in the door.
Okay.
Star, this
I'd
is
say-
what Oedipus did.
Greek
Killed his
mythology
father,
is really
married his
messed
mother,
up.
had
People were
3
really
children.
messed up then. What?
Oedipus did this. Killed his father, then married his mother, then had 3 children with said mother.
That is gross and creepy.
And
he
also,
did know that it was his mother, didn't he?
He didn't know until, and when he knew, he ripped out of his own eyes.
Yeah, well, that's not really his fault if he didn't know.
How did he not know she was his mother?
Separated at birth.
Okay.
That's why you don't date.
The
You
Bible.
don't date too far out of your age range. You don't have that problem.
this is pre-Bible. This is BC.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, since we're talking about Disney, you want to say best Disney villain?
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
sure, why not?
a tough one. I mean, there's Scar, and then there's
Who's the guy
always
from
liked
Hunchback of
Scar.
Notre Dame? Wait, no. Who's the guy from?
that would be
Judge Frodo.
No, Tarzan.
oh
I don't know. He was a stupid villain.
I liked him.
He was a cliched villain.
I don't. Okay,
I cliche villain is
not like him. I
was
like
pretty
the songs
fucking
from Tarzan. But yeah, Judge Frodo's awesome.
Some of the best
Frodo?
villains are cliche. Shit.
By the way, want to know something really creepy? Do you know in the original story
He was
a
a priest.
Yep.
and he still lusted after women.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, okay,
I
what's
never
up?
saw Hunchback of Notre Dame, and I always assumed
Hooter
he was
Dame.
a priest. Notre Dame. What did I say?
Hooter Dame, I
Dame.
think.
Hooter Dame. I didn't mean to say Hooter Dame, damn it.
That was an epic Freudian slip.
Yes.
I still
I
can't
would
get the
go
stupid
there.
drawing thing to work. I want to
It's
draw
fine.
mustaches on people.
Classy.
Don't let me.
She
Really?
didn't go burps. That's fine.
And then I had a sandwich. The sandwich was delicious.
It's called sandwich.
Yes, I know. Well,
You know what? For best Disney villain, I'd have to say Maleficent. I don't know. It's just like her justification for what she did in her story, and I'm not talking about the new Maleficent. I'm talking about classic Sleeping Beauty. It's just like the way that she talked, the way that she moved, everything was just friggin' perfect with her.
Her voice was beautiful. It was also the same voice actor who did Cinderella's. Which, by the way, I
That's another
kind of want to
decent-
go with Cinderella's because even though she really didn't have any power or anything, she just had control over one person's life, and man, did she abuse that power.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she did.
I mean, I hate how everybody says that Cinderella is, so anti-feminine. Dude, every second she's on screen, she is working her rear end off.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that if you're kind-hearted and you work hard, eventually
Pays off.
eventually it pays off, Like, come on, people. Don't be like
Everybody
that.
wants to be a princess, says M.A. Larson.
I want to be a princess. I would not want to be a princess. I would totally
I
abuse that
don't know
power.
if it's every pony's dream.
Exactly.
Hey,
I would
hey,
abuse
hey,
the power
hey,
of very much. Do not give me a tiara and
Although
give me the power
here's
of
a way
my
to-
kingdom.
Here's a way to narrow it down. Best male villain, Disney. I'd have to go with Gaston, just because he's just so pitiful.
I think he's very
Oh.
flamboyant. I think he's hiding the fact that he's gay. Oh, come on.
Probably is. I mean, look at the way that he just acts all the time. It's just so funny.
I mean, he chases after the one girl he knows he can't get,
That's
I
what
don't-
makes her attractive to him, though. Guys like that see girls that aren't interested as a challenge. They have to try and swoon them over to their
I
side.
hated guys like that.
Like me.
You wouldn't believe how many guys in high school I punched because they wouldn't leave me alone.
Like I said,
And-
they're the Gustons. They have to try and swoon girls that aren't interested. They are complete douches.
Precisely.
These are people who don't
Precisely why they
understand
get
that
hit.
no means no.
I know, right? That's why
Dude,
they
I'm
get
actually the complete opposite. If, like, I don't ask anyone out, but if I ever did and they said no, I'll be like, cool.
precisely. That is how you should be.
However,
Bow
here's-
out gracefully.
I'll be like, cool.
Here's the other backwards thing, though, and I get this. I get this every once in a while. It's people who say it's sorry. One of the things that I hear some girls say is, "Oh, but I want a guy to chase after me," and it's just like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Then
No,
you
you
should
don't.
totally go
That's
out with
called a
that
stalker.
douchebag who just." Who doesn't take no for an answer. So why are you giving him no for an answer constantly?
Like, I never liked guys that chase after me. I think it's a stupid concept. If I like a guy, I will say yes. If I don't, I won't. It's simple. You don't need it complicated. I hate girls that make it so complicated because then
But that's most
guys
girls.
learn that no means yes and yes means no, and then they end up doing stupid stuff. It confuses
Example of
agree
this,
with what
just
you're
to
saying.
say,
It's not
female.
how people
Statement.
play the game.
Have
By the way,
you
we're
guys
way,
seen,
way
sea
off
students
topic.
from
No, because those girls are villains. They're villains
Okay.
to other women.
Yes, but we're not really focusing on.
No, I was talking about the dude. What's his face?
Gaston.
Dude, Gaston.
Gaston.
Well, he's French. What do you want?
If you really look
Dude,
at some of the Disney
have you ever
movies,
listened to that song recently? No one bites like Gaston. Like, did they seriously just run out of things for him
Dude,
to?
Dude, there's an ad lib of that song, and it basically goes,
Does it go, no one fucks like Gaston?
no, it's like, it basically the blank in the ad lib is no one's blank is as thick as Gaston's,
Oh, God.
and the sad part is it rhymes better.
Good. It wouldn't surprise me if when they originally wrote that song, the person writing it totally put that in there and then was like, "Oh, this is a Disney."
Oh, this is a.
song."
Well, see, here's the thing though. If
family friendly, we can't put this in.
the funny thing is though, is that if you really look at a lot of the male Disney villains and even to some degree the female ones, it's like a lot of them are written with the fop trope, which is basically like coded gay, essentially, or guy.
Like Scar. Do you know that the original they actually had a reprised version of Be Prepared where Scar was literally trying to pressure Nala into sleeping with him.
Yeah.
No kidding, and that's why she left to go search for food. Because he was trying to pressure her and she scratched him and the hyenas chased her out of the Pride Lands.
The villain
You can find this song on YouTube. It is creepy.
The thing
kind
is,
of
When you
the
say original, do you mean like the Japanese anime that they ripped Lion King off of?
No, I mean the original Lion King. They had the storyboard for it. They had it like voiced over and everything. And then Disney was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! You can't put that in there."
yeah, we can.
yeah.
I think of Ronin. Can you please turn off your camera?
Sorry.
The design for the villain from Little Mermaid is based off of a drag queen.
I know, right? Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, no, I thought that was friggin' amazing.
She's so pretty. I think she's so gorgeous. She makes a very beautiful drag queen. But she's a girl, so...
Wait, did you just
not a
call
drag
her
queen.
beautiful? Did you really?
Some people
Yes,
think.
there's nothing wrong with big women.
No. I'm just
They're
saying that
actually
she's
very well
half
designed,
octopus.
given what exactly she's supposed to be.
Star likes tentacles. She has tentacles.
I will hit you.
What, she has them, does she not?
She
Let's
does,
see.
but I wasn't talking about that.
There's like 8 of them. I mean, or 6, I don't know.
Let's see.
Is that a
My-
lesbian ship?
There should be 8 considering she's supposed to be like half octopus.
Yeah, okay, then I guess you're right.
See.
What she's supposed to be, it's proportional and it's good.
I'm gonna
Yes,
go with I'm gonna
precisely.
go with,
It's a very pretty design.
I'm gonna go with Jafar then.
Yeah, and Jafar is actually kind of... I like the way that he's drawn.
He is
Yeah,
clever in his story too.
I can't think of Jafar. Oh yeah, from Aladdin.
Just,
Okay.
I got a kick out of Iago going, I can't believe that we have to keep sucking up to that chump and his chump daughter.
Yeah, he's my favorite Disney villain, male villain too, Jafar.
That's
Because
usually
like
how I view
he's
people, like, when I'm
really
watching this
he
movie.
was really cool in both in both movies.
I think in the second one he got even more like diabolical because in the first one he was comical half the time, and then whenever he got this phenomenal cosmic power, it was very much a serious film.
Cosmic
Yeah.
power.
Okay,
Well,
the
with
best,
the second one, he had that like.
can I just say
failed-
Iago was the best villain, and I only say this because they decided to have Gilbert Godfrey sing in the second movie.
Oh, he
You're
was fun,
evil.
don't get me wrong.
Oh god.
What did you
I
think of
I
the
like
villain?
Gilbert Gottfried, but you can't take anything he says seriously. So for me, it was kind of like he was the comic relief in the second and first one. It's like in the second one more so because Jafar is now super serious, not so much comical anymore, and then Iago took over the entirety of the comedy of that movie. Besides, what was his name?
The
Friggin',
genie?
Dan Castellaneta was kind of played off as the secondary comic relief.
Okay, my favorite male Disney villain ever would have to be the Headless Horseman.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
I'm surprised nobody said the villain from Frozen. I was actually kind of...
I almost
Oh,
thought
wait.
Hans?
I almost thought you said you were surprised no one said the Looney Turtle.
No, I did not. He is one of my biggest villains from the Rift Cafe, but that's way off.
Actually, I'm kind of surprised nobody listed the demon from Bald Mountain.
Oh, from
yeah.
Fantasia?
Bob. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the
If
devil.
you want a definition of a beautiful Disney film, Fantasia is certainly that.
I think Fantasia was designed to be an art project, not a not like a entertainment value, but strictly expression.
Something new. And actually,
That's what made it
Fantasia
strong.
originally flopped.
True.
Well, put it this way: the first one, it didn't make the money that they were hoping for because it was more or less an art project in a company that previously had essentially established itself as a kid-friendly movie franchise. But like Fantasia 2000 is a perfect example of how not to do it because they were trying too hard to tell a story instead of just letting the animators literally animate what they want.
Yes. I love the Song of the Bumblebee. I love it.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Night on
Me
Bald
too.
Mountain and the
Me
one
too.
after that is fucking beautiful. I love it.
It is. Or Johnny Appleseed was a very pretty one. I mean, I remember
It was okay.
in religious school, they used to show us that, and that was supposed to be the song you were, well, it was supposed to be the prayer you were supposed to say before you eat, but you weren't supposed to sing it. It's very hard not to sing it, especially for someone like me.
Interesting.
Actually, the other one that I don't hear a lot of people talk about is The Horned King, which, okay, the Disney version is kind of
Princess
dark,
and the
but the
Goblin.
rest of the movie is cartoony. But the original one from the book, ugh. Bumps.
Princess and the Goblins. That was my favorite movie when I was little. Step on their feet.
Oh, that was, I think
love
that was Paramount Pictures, though, wasn't it?
Let's see.
Disney's logo is on it.
Huh?
Disney's logo is on it.
Disney's logo is on Princess and the Goblin?
Yeah. They bought it and like recolored it or something.
The thing with Disney, sometimes if they feel like a thing's too dark, they'll put it to another studio and just like underneath to be Disney franchise.
See.
Yep. And I love that movie. Like I had it on hardcore VHS tape. Oh yeah.
You could
My
find that one.
favorite.
So you can't watch it anymore.
See, my favorite female
That's not a
villain.
VHS player.
Go
See,
on.
my favorite female villain. I have to have a tie between Maleficent and the Evil Queen from Snow White.
Evil Queen was another actually really good design. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people were like, she's boring, she's generic, but it's like, are
I
you kidding
wish
me?
they
The
would've-
way that she speaks and the way that she moves is just intimidating.
Yeah.
I wish
Yes,
they
it is.
would have. I wish they would have shown her other attempts to kill Snow White instead of just the apple. You know.
Yeah.
Then again,
Yeah.
it might be a little too graphic to show a woman trying to enchant a. God, now I can't think of the names. The things, you know, women wear them to make themselves skinnier.
Of course, it.
Corset. Yes, a
Yeah.
corset. To enchant a corset to crush her ribs.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
yeah, that might be a little too graphic, but
A little.
I don't know. I think they could have animated it in a way that would be child friendly.
Well,
Yeah.
ask
Also, have any of you actually been on the Snow White ride at Disneyland? It's awesome.
No,
No.
I have never
Never
been
been
there.
to
I think I went
Disneyland.
to twice, but I don't remember it.
Like, it's still so beautiful, even though, like, it's not as high tech as, like, let's say the Little Mermaid one or something, you know? It's
Yeah.
sort of simple, and I like it. Pretty. Although, it does get really annoying to hear her sing that well song over and over again while you're waiting in line. Wishing, I'm wishing for
Yeah.
God, if they could have made her voice any more feminine and bellish, they would just have needed to ring the stupid bell. You know? Like, oh dear Lord.
I'm just villain song.
Yes. Top villain song of Disney.
No, not even Disney. Just in general, best villain song.
Ooh,
I'm leaning towards Hellfire, but I know for a fact that there are other ones that I do like. I'm just trying to remember which one.
That one
My
was
favorite
brilliant.
favorite
piece of
villain song in
design.
general is you guys seen Anastasia, right?
yeah.
In the
Darker Night.
I don't remember the song though. It has been forever since I've seen Anastasia.
My favorite villain song has to be Prepared from the Lion King.
But it's not really him singing, and like there's two different voice actors in it, which I guess is nice. Like they do a good job, but yeah.
You know, I like the villain song from Princess and the Frog. You know, friends on the other side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that was good. Here's a question: would Heffalumps and Woozles count as one? They're not really villains; they're figments of imagination, but they are kind of
The weasels?
Heffalumps and Woozles from
Winnie the Pooh,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of toy.
Oh,
Slumberland.
since you mentioned Winnie the Pooh, I wanted to tell you something creepy.
Actually, an interesting thing about Slumberland, although I'm sure most of you have never even heard of this movie, the song with the Heffalumps, they are actually, it was an original song written for the Labyrinth that didn't get put into it.
Although another really good one was Savages. Like, say what you will about the rest of Pocahontas,
That's not really
that was
a-
a fun song.
That was
It
an
was,
awesome
actually.
one,
I-
but
I
it's not
loved
It was
really.
interesting to see both sides. It was fun.
Another
That
villain
was-
song. Another
Mine
villain
picks the
song.
Jaws song, even though it's just a tune. God, that little tune just gets stuck in your head, and I.
Yeah. My other favorite villain song has to be "Don't Make Me Laugh" from the Pebble and the Penguin, sung by Tim Curry. He is really
Oh.
good.
Yeah, you could just tell that Tim Curry
yeah.
was having a lot of fun singing that song. Don't make
And
So,
also the
here's a-
Toxic Love, and also
Yeah.
Toxic Love he did in Fern Gully. Now that was totally awesome.
Toxic Love. I love that one. I switched my
That was
vote to
fun.
Toxic Love, although, let's face it, if you actually listen back to it now, you might catch a few more things in it than you did when you were a child.
Another really good Disney one from Hercules, The Gospel of Truth, Part 2, which is whenever Hades is going through the underworld.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's
That was
actually
fun.
4 parts. I did mention that in my Hercules review.
Yeah.
So.
Hoorah.
The second part was the one that I basically like. Oh my god, I could listen to that over and over.
I loved Hades. Hades was awesome. Do you know that Megara's song, they actually had a different song for her originally, but
Oh,
Disney-
really?
Yeah, but like the person wrote the song and then didn't want it in the movie, and so they had to get a different song.
Hmm.
Because the person was like, because he wrote the song for Megara back before they did a couple changes to her, and then he didn't want it because it didn't fit the storyline. You can actually find it on YouTube. You can. I swear to God. I spend way too much time looking for things that Disney has cut out of movies because they're always my favorite. You know?
By the way, if we're counting just plain jingles, then I'd have to go with the intro song to Beauty and the Beast.
Okay. If I have a villain song that I absolutely love. Okay, it's Magic Dance by David Bowie from The Labyrinth. Yes, I love that song.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Although, let's face
why
it,
not-
that entire movie is laid down on the base of David Bowie wearing tight pants.
Yeah.
But they are very nice pants.
Really great villain song from a Muppets from Muppets movies from
Treasure
Disney.
Island.
Shiver Me Timbers from
Yeah, I know that
Muppet
one. That
Treasure
one.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Shiver my timbers, shiver my soul. Dead men don't.
Yes.
that was a surprisingly upbeat yet very dark song. Really
Don't
listen
you
to
always love that with, like, there's upbeat songs that are villain
Yeah.
songs? Although, I've been surprised to find out that people are considering Let It Go a villain song. I didn't really think of her as the villain. I always
I
thought
It
it was
really isn't.
kind
She
of-
was
it was
originally
kind of
designed to
sending
be the
prints,
villain
It's-
in the movie Frozen, but because of that song, they completely rewrote it so that she was basically just a victim of her own powers and turned the prince, the scheming prince that you find out is basically the bad guy at the end of the movie,
Mhm.
turns out to be the villain.
Yeah.
Which
Because
doesn't surprise
He was
me.
originally supposed to be the villain.
Yes, I never trust pretty boys. Never.
Just to say, if we're gonna count jingles, it's going.
What is he doing?
He wants the Friday the 13th jingle.
I don't know. I
think
thought
that's
maybe
more
he
of
was
a sound
having a
effect.
stroke or something.
Really?
So we
You
could-
think so?
So
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
pick songs for this essentially, right?
Somehow we ended up talking about musicals instead of villains.
Oh,
Might
and
as
actually,
well.
Well, more or less.
Can I go
I was
then?
trying to stick to Disney, but
Oh, I
Which,
was about to say, I noticed some people went off there. There are two
Get
songs I
back-
think that fit here.
Get back to Disney.
So,
One that a lot of people don't mention. Mother Knows Best.
Oh, that's a
But-
really good one. I
I've
really
not
like
seen
it.
the
Mother
movie
Gotham.
that it comes from.
Yeah.
That's from Tangled.
I've not
Oh,
seen
yeah.
it.
Me neither.
You should check
Nobody
it out.
else-
It's
You
not
know,
bad
in
movie,
the
just keep
original
Tangled.
Brothers Grimm version of it,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
in the original Brothers Grimm version, what actually happened was that one of the parents stole like lettuce or something from the garden, and to spite them, she waited until the child was born, killed the parents, and then locked the child away in the tower.
Ooh.
Lettuce?
No. I think that was a different Grimm Tales because me and my sister were reading another one about Grimm Tales about the Tangled story, and it turns out that the queen was dying, and he asked for the magical flower that was in the lady's garden.
That
From
was
Tangled.
that was Disney's writing it, not the Brothers Grimm.
No, there is. Hang on.
Now, if you're thinking about the closest thing that I can think of that he's referring to is the actual movie Brothers Grimm, in which case, yeah, the whole story was that the queen basically locked herself in a tower, and this was because of the plague, but the plague carried on the winds.
Which is ridiculous, because plagues don't carry on winds.
Yeah, again,
Um,
like I said, this is the Brothers Grimm movie, which is bullshit, basically.
If we're
Oh,
sticking to Disney
You didn't
songs,
even get
another
the
good
stupid
Disney
ones
song
right.
is do you guys remember the Prince of Egypt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well that's not
the
Disney.
plague
That's
song
yeah.
was really good.
the
I always
Plague-
loved it. I want to
Plague
find
song was
someone.
good.
I want to find someone who can sing along with me, so that I can do a version of it. Because
Oh, and not only that, but the slave song in the same movie. And by the way, that's
Deliver Us.
DreamWorks, not Disney.
Yeah.
Deliver us from the cross.
That's a great intro to that movie.
I wish
It's also
DreamWorks.
moved from
You
a
know,
lot
I'm
of things.
surprised people overlook it so much. I understand that it's animated.
No.
People think
No,
animated
Prince of Egypt
child.
is Disney.
Well, what? No, Prince of Egypt is DreamWorks.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
Yeah, DreamWorks.
Yes, it
It's
is. Look it up. It's DreamWorks.
Anyways, it's a good movie, and it's often overlooked. Which
No,
is
no,
sad.
we're gonna find this out. This has to be argued. It
I'm
is
telling you for a fact, it's DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, man.
It is?
DreamWorks.
Someone told me it was fucking Disney. What the fuck?
Wiki said
told you
DreamWorks.
that.
DreamWorks works with Disney. That's the thing. It
No.
was hard.
No. DreamWorks was founded by a guy who left Disney.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Disney has
because
nothing to do with DreamWorks at all. Never collabed. Nothing.
Right. I was thinking Pixar. Never mind.
I know.
Okay. Okay. Do you guys? I've never been able to figure out what is the actual villain song for Thumbelina. I think it might be Mary the Mole, and yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a difficult topic because when I watched it, because like first we had Mama Toad with On the Road, and then we had Miss Field Mouse saying Marry the Mole. So it was kind of difficult.
And then the end of Your Beautiful
musically
Baby.
antagonist. Yeah, by the Beatle. Forgot that one. So it's kind of difficult to categorize who was the real bad guy in there. So like
Basically, Lust was the bad guy in that movie because let's face it, everybody wanted to get in Thumbelina's tiny little white panties.
yeah.
What else was a good song? Do you guys remember Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Chicago. I thought we were
What?
talking about animated movies. Though.
No. Any song counts. I think we can do any song because they're all villain songs.
I'm still waiting to go.
Dude,
Are you
every
talking about the
song in
courtroom
Chicago
song?
is a villain song.
The what song, Nick?
I mean, are you talking about the one that takes place in the courtroom?
No, I'm talking about the one that takes place when they're like explaining how they killed.
Oh,
their-
So Black Tango.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Every song in
okay.
Chicago is a villain song, except for the one song sung by her husband, Mr. Cellophane, which is my favorite song out of that entire movie.
If we're doing
the
full
one
on
that doesn't revolve around death.
if we're doing full on musicals, then I'd have to say just about every in terms of villain songs, every song with the exception of maybe two from Repo the Genetic Opera because pretty much everybody in that movie, with the exception of the 17-year-old daughter, is a villain. And Mag. Blind Mag is the only other villain.
Okay.
Oh, what about the grave robber? He's not that much of a villain comparatively to everybody else.
He's
kind of
more,
an antagonist.
more or less. I wouldn't even call him an antagonist. He's more or less a narrator. Like he basically plays just as a narrator, which is okay. I mean, what
By
was
the way,
it?
can we talk about the rich guy's daughter? Because let's face it, she was kind of just playing herself.
Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Paris Hilton was playing herself. Paris Hilton was playing a role of an overprivileged heiress who has an addiction to plastic surgery.
so
How far-fetched! She must be a brilliant actor. Bravo! Bravo!
Say what you want with Paris Hilton, but I have to say this. At least she's doing roles that she essentially doesn't even have to act for, and she knows that.
Oh, I was about to say that. You mean like that guy who played Iron Man as the alcoholic?
We have a question from RCWW.
You completely skipped me for the song.
Make a wish.
Twice in a row. Can I go?
Wait, did that guy just say "Make a Wish" is a villain song? If so, it's a really good
Technically,
villain
yes.
because I cannot.
It's actually listed as a Disney villain song on the Disney Wiki.
Oh, I was thinking.
I just thought of a really, really good villain song. Have any of you guys seen The Weeping and the Willows? Like the live-action one, not the animated one?
No, I haven't.
Okay, there's a song called The Wildwood. It is like the only good thing in that movie, and is fantastic. It's about these wolves singing about being in the wildwood. It is awesome! I love it. It's so catchy, too. It gets kind of creepy, and the imagery in it is fantastic. Hold on. I will find a video and post it in the chat.
Do you guys remember Rockadoodle?
Yeah, I remember that.
That guy?
I don't know. Yeah, that is a villain song, but I'm just kind of like, that was basically Don Bluth as he was beginning to kind of go. I like to call
crazy
movie senile. Yeah. It's
I wouldn't say so going movie senile. More of like they're not giving them anything to do. Because like if you notice, his budget started to go down in the '90s, like for what they're giving him.
But I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, he could have chose a better actor for the kid or something. I don't know. I have a. Okay, from my perspective, with the exception of probably Titan AE and maybe Anastasia, because I haven't seen that one yet. I've been trying to find it, but like with the exception of maybe Titan AE, he basically went soon after All Dogs Go to Heaven, he basically went downhill.
Right? Didn't they also release like wasn't the Mouse one released after that?
That would be Fievel Goes West, and he only had a role in production.
No, I'm talking about Nim.
Production was actually taken over by Spielberg.
Wasn't
I
Nim
can't find
released?
it. I'll look it up.
Fievel Goes West. The one you're talking about?
Are you talking about American Tail, or are you talking about Secret of Nim?
Yeah, wasn't
Yeah, I'm
Secret
talking
of Nim after All Dogs?
I'm talking about American Tail.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Spielberg took over direction on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don Bluth
My
produced it, but
soul.
it was directed by Spielberg.
Okay.
Which I'm rather glad at, because it is, I don't know, for some reason it just has that Spielberg touch to it.
Anyways, yes. American Tail. A very good one, and there are several good villain songs in it.
Yeah.
Ooh, another good villain song is Ratigan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ratigan.
The Great Mouse Detective. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and at the end of it, he feeds one of his minions to a cat.
Yeah.
Boo.
Good
That
boss.
was totally nasty.
Well, the guy did call him a rat.
Yeah.
And
And
he keeps saying he keeps saying that he is a mouse, not a rat.
Even though he is technically a rat.
Yeah.
yeah, well, he's trying to hide it. He's basically like, if I were to call out one single Disney villain as being closeted homosexual, it would be him. And I mean, it's played by Vincent Price. I mean, come on. Doing that voice? Yeah, no.
And he's another favorite Disney
Madigan is
villain
basically
also.
the perfect symbol of a closeted homosexual because it's like, I'm not a rat. In fact, he is biologically a rat.
Yes.
Yeah, I really liked Vincent Price's performance in that film because what he said in the behind the scenes that Disney was such a magical name to him, and he really wants to be part of that for some time. So this was his dream come true, as it were.
And he got to have a lot of fun with the role. Oh, come
Yeah.
on.
Oh yeah, no. Well, look. I mean, just listen to him. He's just eating it up, and it's like, that's the word I'm looking for. It's like, you don't even real. He's one of those people where you can. I mean, like Nostalgia Critic went over this, where it's like Vincent Price. You have voice actors who you can pretty much see them behind the booth, but with Vincent Price, you don't see that. You just see Vincent Price eating up a role. Like
Yes.
if anything, you see him completely emoting behind the microphone, like he's doing spins in the middle of whenever the character is supposed to do a spin, kind of thing. Like you can tell that's what he's doing.
Yes. It is fun. Of course, I voice act like that myself. I can't sit still and voice act at all.
You know, I'm always standing up whenever I do my voiceovers, or
Oh,
even
and
just
if
for my
Taku
analysis
Gamer
videos.
Bernie says hi. Yes. Taku Gamer Bernie says hi. And so did the other one, the KC key thing. Just thought you guys might want to know.
Laura Weaver?
What?
Yeah.
Otaku Gamer Brony. He's...
Oh, he's not.
Yeah,
in
she's looking at the
chat.
question.
Okay.
Yes. And he's sorry that he's late. It's okay. Anyway, where were we? Villain song. Yes. I always thought the Joker should have a villain song. I always
Joker,
thought...
if he had a villain song, I would
Yeah.
be jumping in my grave.
Because, like, even if it's not the musical, like, I could totally see the Joker, like, just...
I imagine
doing
him having
one
a
and,
sword.
like,
A sword.
Actually, didn't he have the villain song? The one Batmobile Lost Will actually was, as I recall, a song he sang in that episode.
Well, actually, I don't know if that's considered. I don't know
Oh,
if that's considered
It
because
was a rhyme.
Yeah, but mostly Joker they had Joker sing a song in the end of the credits.
Sing a song,
in
6
Arkham
months.
City. You know, only you. He sang that song.
Although Batman can actually sing, which is shocking. Did you guys see that episode?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Justice League.
Happened.
Yes.
I didn't see that one.
Are you
Or not.
blue? Are you
Yeah.
blue? You would be too if all your plans some fell through. Yeah,
Damn.
it's awesome.
Yep, Batman can sing on that.
I don't know.
It's fine.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, out of all the can't get my words out. So out of all the films you've seen, like all the voice actors who play these villains, which one would you say was your favorite?
The thing is, when I was young, I used to not paying attention to them, and I haven't seen a lot of movies in a while, so I can't answer.
I am not good with remembering names at all.
For voice
Mark-
actors and villains.
I would
Yeah.
say Mark Hamill and the Joker and Batman The Joker Returns.
Ooh, that was a good movie.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Tara Strong is Harley Quinn.
And Raven.
And Raven. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Which
Trump.
that's more of a sidekick instead of a villain. So I picked Tara Strong for
And
both.
Toot Bronstein. Oh
My
yeah, and
fa-
Princess Clara.
Did you know that Tara Strong was actually the inspiration for Harley Quinn? Like, they made Harley Quinn based after
Yeah, we know.
her.
You said that twice in the same stream.
Yeah.
Oh, have I?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be quiet then.
No, you don't have to be quiet. We're just saying.
My favorite has to be Tim Curry, for as Drake in Pebble and the Penguin, and also Hexus in Ferngully, because with every character in terms of being the antagonist, he is really awesome at it. And
I just
and
wish
every
Tim Curry wouldn't always pick the obvious villain roles. I mean, I know it's what he's good at, but, like, come on. He's always picked the obvious villain roles. Even when he voice acts, he picks the obvious villain roles.
Did you know that he was in the TV version of The Worst Witch as the Grand Wizard alongside Furries Above from Return to Oz as Mildred?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, you know the Worst Witch book series, right?
No.
They did like a television movie in the 1980s, and Furries Above from Return to Oz was Mildred Hubble, and Tim Curry was the Grand Wizard. So he was really good in there as well. So if you put it on YouTube, you should definitely watch it.
Okay.
In terms of best voice actors for villains, I'd probably have to say, oh God, what was his name? The guy that played Ramses in Prince of Egypt. I'm trying to remember his name.
That guy's awesome.
Oh, I don't know who. I don't know
He's
what.
the same guy that did.
He's
He's the same guy that played Voldemort
That
and General Goat.
Let's see if I can find that out. So Ramesses.
Wait.
Okay, if I can
Daughter?
Ray Fiennes. Ray Fiennes.
Yeah, Ray Fiennes is a great actor whenever it comes to being a villain. Like,
I choose Voldemort's song from the play A Very Harry Potter Musical to dance again. Yes.
did you know that that J.K. Rowling actually originally turned down Michael Jackson for a musical version of Harry Potter?
Ha!
Who?
J.K. Rowling, she turned down the offer of a musical adaptation of Harry Potter by Michael Jackson.
Oh.
That doesn't surprise me. Because at that time and moment, adding Michael Jackson to a kid franchise is kind of killing it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, Michael, you're in the middle of a huge controversy. Don't spoil it. Or don't spoil it like a...
We won't have all the bad Harry Potter fan fiction.
Oh God.
Oh, no!
Okay,
I'm supporting
Ataka
you,
Gamer
right?
Brody sent in another question. What villain do you think can defeat whoever your favorite hero is?
Let's see, Lex Luthor killed Superman, and Dr. Oh, wait, no, hang on, let you guys answer.
Should we state what our favorite hero is?
Yes.
I
Probably.
suppose.
My
I
favorite
really don't have
hero
a
is
favorite hero.
Green Arrow.
Huntress, and Huntress actually did, in fact, nearly kill her villain. Oh, wait, this is about which villain do you think could defeat your favorite hero. Okay, well, actually, Harley Quinn almost, in fact, managed to actually kill Batman, so I'm going with that one.
For me, I would say there was one time where someone actually defeated the Powerpuff Girls, and although it was a guest villain, it was Dick Harley in Powerpuff Girls in the season 4 episode Knock It Off, because he built a machine where he extracted all the chemical eggs out of the girls' bodies and nearly almost killed them, but Professor Italian managed to bring him back to life when he was crying over them and giving his love back to them. And I've seen in a few comments on the Powerpuff Girls wiki that that Dick Harley was probably thought of the most evilest villain in the entire series, even more eviler than him. So I'm going for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
But I still say Harley Quinn could have killed Batman if it wasn't for the fact that the Joker interrupted her. And
Well,
of course,
no,
if
she
he
called
did-
in the Joker to impress him. I mean, Batman played on her weaknesses, and she's always with Joker. Even
Yeah,
though
except for
he's
when he
abusive,
abandons
he
her and when
shot
she
down
goes
and everything.
to Poison Ivy. But yeah, of course, if she did do that, then Bruce Wayne wouldn't have been able to pay for her 2 abortions. So.
Oh, and I just found out something. On the Batman Wikipedia, it turns out Harley Quinn was actually wasn't made by Tara Strong, it was made by another actor. I posted the link into the chat, if you can look at it.
And this is Wikipedia?
No, this is Batman Online.
No,
Just to say,
no, because the person that designed Harley Quinn actually stated when they were talking, when because they did videos about all the villains that they did when they reamped the animated series. And he specifically states that he designed Harley Quinn after Tara Strong, and so I'm going with that one. I'm believing the artist over whatever some website says.
Here, just this is kind of an interesting dive into something because we are going into both known and unknown villains. How about underappreciated villains, like for example, the Smith
Beer
program
Fetch.
from The Matrix?
I don't know. I was never a fan of The Matrix.
You know what I'm going for whenever it comes to underappreciated villains.
I know who you're talking about. I've seen bits of the Matrix trilogy.
I have the trilogy.
If
I've
you
only ever
really...
seen the first one.
Okay. Oh, what about the Holiday villain from Batman? I mean, she was just an a model that, she got old, but yet she was still beautiful, but yet she thought herself to be ugly, and so she wore a mask, and on every holiday she would, destroy events where there were models, trying to warn them.
I'm gonna say in terms of villain, I'd say the Warden from The Shawshank Redemption. There was a despicable person if there ever was one.
Not true.
Really? He had no redeeming qualities.
Okay. What about from V for Vendetta? The what were the cops called?
Prime Minister?
No, the cops. They were called Stigmans.
Yeah.
Well, he basically was beating his wife. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for the fact that he loaded his gun empty every night in order to act like he was going to shoot her, he probably would have been able to actually wound V. But he's an asshole, and so he died. He was a bad villain.
True.
Let's see.
Yes.
How about
And to
the
answer your question, Otaku Gamer Brony, yes. Although I did get questions earlier.
Let's see. Ooh, how about for a villain? This was also played by Ray Fiennes. The Nazi general from Pan's Labyrinth.
I haven't seen it.
Me neither.
Sorry.
I have. I know who you're talking about.
That was another great Ray Fiennes, character.
That guy was troubling, but was he really the villain?
Well, yeah, he's the one that killed the protagonist. He's the one that fucking he's the one that kept the what was it, Mercedes, I think, captive, and a lot of other things. Honestly, there was no real redeeming qualities to him. He was a fucking, was it SS or was it Nazi Germany? I can't remember. But it's he was a German general in the middle of a war.
Mm-hmm.
I liked his.
Wait, wasn't it Spain? Isn't that set in Spain? So it wouldn't be the Nazis. It would be their whatever. I forget who was running their country at the time, but I don't think it was Nazis.
Gestapo something. All I know is that it was during the wartime, and
Yeah, it was during the wartime. But Spain was at its own level of screwed up, where they had their own dictator who was basically, I'll just stay out of the war.
see.
Okay,
I actually have the movie here, and I'm just gonna skip through a couple of scenes, see if I can.
If I can just say something, the villain of old-timey radio shows were the commercials jammed into every episode. They couldn't even finish the conversation without having to say, "Oh, but do you know what's really good? Maxwell coffee, good to the last drop." It's constantly interrupting the flow of the story. It kind of pisses me off. It's a villain. They still do it in TV shows. Shipping of, merchandise. If that basketball player is ever in a single movie, he's always, just advertising certain things,
You mean Shaquille O'Neal?
Yes,
or
him.
Michael Jordan? I mean, hell.
Any of them.
What?
Any of them. I swear. It's impossible to watch a movie with a basketball star in it without it being hopeless shipping of merchandise.
Yeah.
Oh, sports is all it is just merchandise sales.
Which is stupid because they still get paid more than anybody else in the world.
Which is
In the
stupid
US.
because they don't do anything that takes talent. Well, maybe a little bit of talent, but not as much talent as it takes to like perform an art.
Well, what's really funny is that, okay, so I'm of the opinion that not all but most sports games are rigged. Okay, perfect example. Okay, so whenever New Orleans was hit with the double hurricanes, who won the Super Bowl that year?
New Orleans.
Yeah, and then think about it this way.
I don't think they won.
Whenever the Boston bombings happened, guess which baseball team won?
Boston.
Exactly.
I don't
This
think.
explains why the Whitecaps never win anything.
Because nothing ever happens in that state.
Yes, nothing bad ever happens in Michigan. Like, we don't get tornadoes. We get floods, but not
Did you get a mass shooting? Because if I'm not mistaken, there was a mass shooting where that same state also won. I think it was a hockey tournament.
I don't know. I can't remember a mass shooting. Wait, there was a shooting at the school. Yes, it was like last year. No, last year there was a shooting in Michigan. I think. I could be wrong, because I'm no longer living in Michigan. But there was a shooting. I know that. And there's always shootings in Michigan, because we have Detroit and Grand Rapids. Two of the most highly crimed cities in the United States. Well, third, because I think New York's the first.
Just to say, Nick said about like everything being rigged.
I said most are.
Most,
not all,
yeah.
but most.
I feel like the government controls it to boost morale. If that makes sense.
Sure. I know, and I mean, like, that's a very noble reason, but at the same time, it's still the fact that at the drop of the hat, one team could win just because somebody decides it. So that's rigging.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I mean, like, there's noble intentions behind it, but I don't think that's. Put it this way, I don't think that the fact that that it's kind of like the fact that it's almost blatant is a little bit discerning. That if somebody wills it, then at the drop of a hat, then it will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, who was it that's like, what was the name of that guy? I think he was a coach or something that said, if so and so wants 3 overtimes, then so and so gets 3 overtimes. I don't remember what his name was. Oh yeah, and just as an interesting question, which state, either football league or hell, I don't know, baseball league, did which state won their game or whatever whenever the president was put into office? Good question.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Be interesting to find out, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
It would.
Imagine
but
like
also,
the president's favorite team.
Either his favorite team or the team where he's
then
from.
nobody loves the Bears.
Yeah. Chicago Bears,
Nobody
but wasn't he born in Hawaii?
What, Obama?
I thought he was born in Afghanistan. Or was that just a controversy? I can't remember.
That's just the controversy. The actuality is that he was born in Hawaii.
If you say so.
I mean, honestly, I don't go for friggin'. Well, no, the other one was that he might have been born in Kenya or something like that, or some bullshit. Honestly, I don't listen to the whole conspiracy theory stuff because it's just kind of like, I'm not gonna make a wild speculation. I'm gonna take what I got.
I just don't listen to them slander because nothing they slander is ever really true. You know, like, oh hey, someone has a baboon heart. Like what?
Yeah, sure. There was actually whenever it came to xenographing, they did try that way back, and you know what? The person lived for a day, and then the heart failed.
Ooh.
Not only that, but they tried to put a baboon heart into a child. That heart is like 3 times bigger than a human's heart. You really think that it's gonna work?
Doctors can be idiots sometimes.
Well, at the same time, it's this whole controversy whenever it comes to like how far do we go with science? Because it's like we need to do these things in order to know what can happen and what can't happen, etc. But should we really? And this is a perfect example whenever it comes to xenographing.
By the way, I'm just announcing that it's the after chat, so you guys can continue talking about whatever you want.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Okay.
So how about them bears?
I was actually in Michigan, so most Michigans actually liked the Bears.
Well, yeah, you kind of got to root for your home team. I mean,
Well, our team is the Whitecaps. Like that, I was born in Grand Rapids, and that was our baseball team, and they suck. Like they never get anywhere. That's why nobody has ever heard of the Grand Rapids Whitecaps. And like they're supposed to be the state team.
No, at all. And watching, I don't. That's not true. I like the golf. Because
Oh my
golf is
god, does
relaxing.
anybody remember the V Ventura where like the cop that's a girl was actually the football player?
yeah, I saw that. That was fun. Although you just ruined it for anybody else who hasn't seen Ace Ventura.
Oh, sorry.
Wah, wah, wah.
I don't
Okay.
care.
So, another question from Otaku Gamer. Brody, what do you see in a good villain? A backstory. They have to have some kind of backstory.
Well, yeah, of course. Like if there was they can't.
Yet we never truly know what's the actual Joker's backstory because he's a lying, sadistic bastard who lies about everything. So.
Well,
His character.
what Joker would say, the Joker would say, you can always have a backstory, but, oh man, I forgot the saying he used to say, because he said it to Hugo Strange. Damn it. Oh, well.
I always like interesting backstories, which is one of the reasons why I love Harley Quinn. She was just a normal psychologist working at just started working at the insane asylum when she was given permission to review the Joker, and he broke her mind.
Well,
You know?
Well, actually, she was intrigued in how Joker was, and she liked him for that.
Yes, but he still broke her mind.
Interesting villains.
The best aspect of a villain for me has got to be the threatening presence. Not necessarily that they're like threatening to.
You mean how they look like King Sombra?
No.
No.
Over the top
No,
villain.
that's all less. As far as presence is concerned, I'm talking mostly about their threat to the narrative. Like they actually can have like their negative contribution to the story arc is what causes the conflict. So how well they can pull that off, and it's one reason why I like the Joker so much. How well they can pull that off is pretty much what makes the villain for me.
Ah, now I remember. Joker said this. A wise man once said, if you're going to have a backstory, better make it multiple choice. That's what he said. That's why he keeps changing his background story.
Yeah.
That's what makes Joker dangerous.
It's more than that.
He's unpredictable. He can't be reasoned. Some men can be bought, some men can be reasoned, and some men can be bullied. But some men just want the world burned.
But Batman, none of those things work for him. Which is why he drives Joker insane.
Yep. Well, not only that, but whenever we were talking earlier about Harley Quinn and the whole thing of like she could have killed him, I have to admit that the Joker, even though his method in how he told her this was wrong, he is right. It's like whenever it comes to Joker's character, he is a Joker. So for him, if there's no punchline, then there's no purpose. And Batman for him is the ultimate punchline.
Yeah, because he's trying to tell Batman that you're trying to save a world of innocence. If people are dying, that means there is no innocence. That means your life is a joke. And he's challenging Batman. He's completely telling Batman, saying, your life is a joke. What you're trying to do won't make a difference.
Have any of you seen the one Batman animated series where like Batman supposedly dies in an episode and like the Joker goes through like stages of depression?
Well,
Oh yeah, because this weakling accidentally, he appears to have killed the Batman, and so he becomes the head mob boss, and everybody's afraid of him until people start challenging him, and then Joker tries to kill him in like a burial for the Batman, and yeah, Batman's not actually dead.
Oh no. I mean, Joker. The only reason Joker exists is because he likes to mess around with Batman. You take away Batman from Joker, he's nothing. Literally, he will be doing nothing.
Precisely. Although I suppose he could go to a different. I suppose he could go to like Metropolis or something. And
Wait, did you say Metropolis?
sorry, I meant
Metropolis.
Metropolis. And
We're not in
try to kill Superman.
But then, what's the point of killing Superman if he's not that great to mess with? I mean, Batman is the perfect candidate for Joker because Batman's upholding everything at a high pedestal. Same thing for Superman, but Superman is did fight with the Joker before, but Superman doesn't do it in a way that Joker likes to see him do it. Superman.
You guys seen Batman Beyond, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When
It's a really
the new
great
Batman
sci-fi series.
Yeah. The new Batman that they use for that challenged the old Joker, and he's completely different from the old Batman, and that's messing with the Joker's mind. That can be used in this situation.
Oh, I mean, is it spoiling anything if I say what the twist is of who exactly the Joker is at the end of?
I already know who he is.
I already know who he is. Who killed. Oh, I'll be quiet.
Who hasn't seen the end of Batman Beyond?
The
Yeah, but
movie.
people are going to be watching this later. There's spoiler alerts here. Joker is the person who killed Batman's parents.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the Joker and Batman Beyond is completely different. Twist.
Yeah.
The Joker in Batman Beyond, I'm just gonna say it aloud. If you want to spoil me, come at me at my channel. Is which Robin is he?
The first Robin.
No, I think he's the second Robin.
Yeah, it's the second Robin.
Oh, it was the first Robin, the Wayne Gracie.
Yeah. Well.
I know. I always hated Robin.
Wasn't the first Robin the one that became Nightwing?
Yeah.
Oh, the second one was.
No, the first one.
No, the first one was Nightwing because he turned Nightwing.
No, the first one didn't die. The second one died.
Yeah, the second one died by Joker by a bombing.
Wait, are we talking in the comic books or in the
Batman Beyond?
Okay.
Batman Beyond.
Let's see. For me, a best villain. I agree. Like he has to have a good backstory and a threatening presence in the narrative. But what I also say is that what makes a good villain is someone who, like, who has a real ambition of taking control of the world, or in some cases the universe. So like with someone like Mojo Jojo, he's one of those villains like once he gets defeated the first time and he tries and tries again, and similar with Dr. Doofenshmirtz as well with Perry the Platypus. But like with someone with Dick Hargley, who I mentioned earlier, who appears just in one episode, like because he was originally a friend of Professor Utonium from college, and when he saw the girls in the first time, he was turning into one of those villains where does it for money, and then let's get his greed and dishonesty and an epic evilness get the better of him when he tries to destroy the girls so he can create more of his creepy, deformed versions. And this is where like Professor Utonium shows some great character development, showing that he has betrayed him when he wanted him from the first time not to, but obviously he wouldn't listen. And he goes all the ways to try and save the girls. And then at the end, where he manages to get them out of the factory after when the deformed versions of the girls realized that he didn't give them the love that the professor gave towards the real girls when he created them, so they made him turn against him. And then the professor successfully revives him at the end, brought him back to life. So that's another aspect of what a good villain is about.
Something
a
to
good
note.
villain-
Something of a interesting thing to note whenever it comes to Powerpuff Girls. Has anybody read the IDW Comics Powerpuff Girls by Troy Little?
No, I haven't.
Oh
No.
no, I haven't seen
Interesting, interesting thing that, and this is the ending of the first book. But here's the thing: Mojo Jojo, like whenever he gets caught in the very beginning, he is actually questioning a lot of things. Like, it's like I've tried this millions and millions of times, and they still keep on going. It's like he's literally monologuing to himself all the way from the courtroom to his imprisonment. And at the end of it, he actually asks Professor Utonium to actually, because apparently his whole reason why he's a super genius is because he got infected by Chemical X, and he literally asks him to basically take the Chemical X away, make me into the original like baboon or whatever.
Mojo.
Yeah.
JoJo.
So it's like
another.
So
Sorry.
I think the way that they were done by Troy Little. I mean, Troy Little only did the artwork, but that particular arc was actually really interesting. Like,
But another interesting thing about villains is those that are meant to be sympathetic for us. The best idea I can give for this is Dr. Horrible from Dr. Horrible's musical blog.
Oh yeah.
The fact is that you're actually supposed to hate the hero in this, and you come to see the villain and how his nemesis actually created him, and how the hero made him into what he was, and how life had always been against him, and how eventually it turned him from just being a person that wanted to help the world to a person, through naive methods, may I might say, to a person that just says, what the fuck, I'm just going to take over,
Yeah, true. I mean,
and yet you
like
still
Harvey Dent.
feel
I mean,
sympathetic
look at Harvey
for
Dent's
him.
background. He was a tragic hero turned tragic villain. I mean, it's like Harvey Dent. He basically went insane after being hit by acid in the face by his competitors. And
no, it wasn't the acid in the face that wasn't what caused him to go
It's split
insane.
personality disorder.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, best Batman animated series episode has to be Gotcha. I love that one. It was a big rock. Yes. It's very good. I like that one. And look, we have a question from Otaku Gamer Brony. I had this one idea for a villain for MLP. This girl is a time travel, and with this power, she prevents Twilight from ever leaving Canterlot and meeting her 5 friends. Everlasting chaos happens ever since. Thoughts? It's
OP
cliched,
as
it's been
shit.
done before. What?
OP is shit. That's what I say.
Doctor Who. To wannabe.
Yeah.
It's been done before.
Yeah.
Not only that, but the show would never go in that direction because it's
sort of
too dark.
I was saying it sort of did the same thing with, I know people are going to hate me for saying this, but Equestria Girl did the same sort of concept where basically someone prevented the friendships from forming.
Oh yeah.
Well, then again, you could say the same thing with Discord.
True.
Which essentially the whole thing of what happened in Equestria Girls with them hating each other, if you really pay attention to the dialogue, is essentially what Discord did to them in Return to Harmony.
Yeah.
The only difference is that Discord is not so much a character as he is just an idea. And I'd actually be kind of interested if, in the second Equestria Girls, if they took a similar thing where it's like, the idea of King Somber was actually more, again, the idea of his character rather than him being an actual antagonist.
True.
I think that would be interesting.
I'm just saying, I feel we actually might.
Rainbow Rocks come out again.
What was it? August?
Okay.
So when Doctor Who starts, goody.
I don't know. I'm not in school anymore, so I'm just kind of like, whatever.
I have school coming up soon. Ugh.
One
It
more
just
day.
feels like summer just started. I have like 2 more months before school starts. Like, Anyway.
I get to start working, and I get to do from 6. I get to get at work at 6 a.m. Not get up, but get to work at 6 a.m. and stay until about 2 p.m. Which is, I know it's a typical 8-hour day, but I'm like, come on, dude, give me a. It's like, come on, dude, just give me the fucking night shift, please. I'm more awake at night.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
only that, but there's
actually
less
a
people
morning
around, so I don't have to
person.
worry about it.
Yeah, I'm actually a morning person. It actually kind of pisses people off.
I'm a morning
I
person
am
too.
very far from a morning person.
Because I'm always cheerful. Like, if anything, I become more mellow as the day goes on, because as I get tired, I just, like, mellow out.
The other thing too about me is that, whatever or whoever is between me and food whenever I'm hungry, had either best get out of the way or become my lunch. 'Cause I'm one of those people where it's like, especially at a restaurant, if somebody's like, okay, perfect example, if I am really hungry and I'm at a restaurant with somebody, I'm fine with sharing my food, but after I get a few bites in, if somebody's gonna start stealing my fries as soon as they come in, I will bite their hand off. I'm one of those kinds of people.
God, I hate when people do that. You know, like, I'm perfectly okay with offering you some of my food, but don't you just reach over to my plate and take it. My mom does that all the time. It just drives me insane. Like, especially if I cook the food, it's like, you know, I put all this time and effort into it, having to stand over the fucking hot stove.
I've scared exes whenever it's like whenever I've gone out to eat and some of the exes I've had, it's like it's like the food comes to the table and they're picking off of my plate almost immediately. I will growl at them, and that is enough to scare them, at least for me to get a few bites of food into me.
But it's like, why don't you eat your own food, you know? Why didn't you order
Because
what you
typically it
wanted?
hasn't come yet.
Really, I
It's
just
like,
hate that. It just,
it's just like, I need my fucking calories. Do not get between me and my food.
precisely.
I will go full feral animal on you. I kid you not.
Yeah. I can become very savage if people get in between me and my food, because I have very fast metabolism, and like I've actually gotten in trouble at when I was in high school before, because people would try to cut in front of me. Oh, no way.
Same
If it's
here.
lunchtime and I'm in line and you try to cut, fuck no. I don't care if your friend's in front of me. Not happening. I would get in trouble too.
I'm actually kind of glad that that's never happened at Chipotle, at least to me yet. Like, the lines get long, but I've never had somebody cut in front of me whenever they're ordering food and try to order food. You know? At least there's been one time where somebody cut in front of me because they were talking to a friend, but they weren't ordering food. So I let it slide.
Yes, but it irritates me.
But
Especially if
not
they're
only that,
just
but they
talking
did
to
ask.
their friends and they're
Dude,
not
do you
even
want to
going
know
to
the
get
excuse one of
food.
the kids uses at my school to say for him cutting in line, and like everyone's cool with it because he's like, oh, he's just being himself. I'm like, he has nowhere to fucking do this. Oh, that's my dad up there. I have to go speak to my dad, and my dad's over there. I'm like, if you cut me, I'm gonna fucking punch you.
I know, right? It's bad enough you have to wait in the lines.
Well, that's the
It's
worst
least
part,
with-
because
at least with this guy,
all these
he
sports dogs,
asked
they go in front of me saying like, oh, we need to eat first. We have sports. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Like, you should have gotten out early.
Precisely. Like I was one of those kids that I
You
always
guys shouldn't
brought
have
a
been
snack
telling
lunch
me
with
that
your
me
privilege.
because I had tech, and so I would eat on the bus, and then I'd get to school and I'd eat again, just because I have a very fast metabolism and I'm always hungry, you know? And so it's like,
Yeah,
if
same
there's
here.
food, I'm going to eat it. It's like, really, people? And people would be like, you just ate. You don't really. And I was like, do what? I will cut you. You do not cut in front of me.
Wait. I thought we were talking about supervillains' backgrounds, and then we go into lions and
Yes, I
food.
know, but we're gonna keep rambling
Dude,
about.
these are villains. They're
Not only that,
evil.
but this is the after show.
Okay, we're good.
They get in the way of our eating. They are evil. And we must defeat them in battle.
We should draw them as MLP villains.
Yes. With mustaches. We can't forget the mustaches.
No. I
You know,
imagine. Okay.
I'm waiting for that, what was he? He was that, God, it's the bird and horse thing. Now I can't think of what they're called. Griffin. I'm just waiting for that Griffin with that obviously evil mustache to come back as a villain.
Oh, you mean Gustav?
Yes.
Go. Isn't he a chef?
Yes.
Yes.
How would a chef be evil? Unless he had like really something tragic.
That's
I don't-
Pinky.
That's the point. Like,
But everything worked out. They all put their
but he has an
together.
evil mustache. He needs to
Doesn't
be
mean
evil.
someone has a mustache doesn't mean they're evil. I should
But
know.
it's
I
an
attacked
evil
my
mustache. Did you
I
see
attacked my
it? It's
elementary
curled
teacher who had a
everything.
mustache like that.
It's an evil mustache. It's curled. It's evil. Don't fight this. Just embrace it. Ninja, you have been quiet.
Dude,
Well, I've just been listening in.
guess what just happened?
I
I'll
defeat
read
you.
you the headline of this article. Pony Music getting targeted with anti-monetization copyright claims by Hasbro.
What?
Our music.
Mm,
The fan-made music or the
Yes.
parody music?
Something by
Oh.
Silverhound. Hooves Up High, 7th Element remix.
What?
Yeah. It's on Equestria Daily if you want to look at it.
oh man.
Yeah, whoa. I'm not
Can
exactly
they target
happy.
our stuff that we make ourselves?
I don't know. They try to put a third person's claim on one of my songs. So I just deleted it. Easier than trying to fight them. You know?
Yeah, but that's letting them win.
Yeah, but I'm too lazy to fight them. Who's this silver spoon person? Alex.
Any
I don't know
Ernie-
who that is. I'm confused.
Hello. Dogtooth?
You
Hi.
invited me.
I probably did, but I don't. I am forgetful of names.
Oh, that's okay.
We just stay and chat. We are in the after chat, so you can talk about whatever you want. The topic is villains and sidekicks, if you want to continue on.
Villains and psychics?
Yeah.
But psychics, what do you mean?
Sidekicks, you know, people that help the person in charge. You know, Batman. You know, Robin helps Batman.
Oh,
Harley Quinn helps
sidekicks.
Joker.
Okay, I thought you said psychics.
Well,
So like Twilight
those supporting characters.
and
I'm confused.
Alright, How about Silver Spoon and Diamond Tiara? Would that count?
I suppose Diamond
Yes.
Tiara is kind of a villain, and I guess Silver Spoon's kind of a psychic. But I think Silver Spoon kind of just goes along with Diamond Tiara
Yeah.
because I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure like their
Diamond
families
Tiara
are
is
friends. So I'm pretty sure she's probably just been following Diamond Tiara around forever.
Yeah. I probably won't be able to stick around too long. I'm doing some writing plus there's background noise here. So,
That's okay.
Yeah, I might
Anyway.
get going too. I want to go to Toon Critic's gaming stream.
Okie dokie Loki.
No, right now I can stay for a few more minutes.
Anyways, so let's see. How about Marvel? Like Thor's brother Loki. What do you guys think about him?
Oh, look
he's
at
a teenage kid.
I haven't heard much of the Marvel comics. Like the only time I've seen them in action was in the Phineas and Ferb Mission Marvel crossover. And
the crossover actually, not to bash Phineas and Ferb, I didn't like that crossover at all.
so anyway, from the villains that I've seen in there, I would say my favorite villain from there was Red Skull, because I like he was his German-esque type accent and all that. So he's my favorite for me.
He was a Nazi.
I thought that was the Captain America movie, not
Yeah.
the Thor one.
Yeah, Red Skull. Yeah. That was it.
No, Red Skull is an original villain. He was Hydra's leader.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care if we talk about the movies, but yeah, that's
In the
not
comics. I can
Thor,
get you a comic from my drawer and just show you right now.
Okay.
But I'm not going to do that because I'm lazy.
Anyways, I want to make some cake. Yes.
Any,
One thing I hated about Red Skull in the actual movie was how quickly they cut his ties with like the rest of the Nazis. Like, couldn't you just like It's sort of like they're trying to say, like, oh, he's, like, so bad, even for the Nazis. Like, you don't get worse than the Nazis. Why did he have, like... It was, like,
But
in
he
the
had been
first
separated from them for a while, and probably Hitler had been slowly cutting ties with him and other Nazi leaders.
I know, but, like, isn't that something for the end and not, like, the very beginning? It's like, oh, yeah, we like, cutting ties, you're pissed. Like, it seems like it would have been better after, you know, they're destroying all their bases and not getting results. That would be when they cut ties. Like, it's like right in the beginning. It's like they're saying, like, oh, yeah, you're too evil. It's like, you don't get more evil than the Nazis. Like, just...
Yes,
Why did you have to, like...
Sterilizing the entire world. That is worse than the Nazis. They only tried to sterilize those that they considered infidels.
Like, isn't that, like, sort of less worse when you're just trying to conquer everyone equally than being, like, saying certain races are inferior and all that?
I didn't say conquer, I said kill. I said exterminate, actually. Exterminating the entire world. Like that planet eater. I can't remember his name. Raven's dad.
No, Galactic. He's more deadlier.
Yes.
For Marvel.
Because he'll just eat everyone. He won't give anybody a chance.
Any Doctor Who fans in here?
Yep.
Yep.
Which one would you say was your favorite Doctor Who villain?
Master,
Give me
duh.
angels.
Master.
Yay!
Give me angels. Give me the creeps, and they terrify me, because not only do they look like angels, now they can look like other statues. Holy hell. I'm never going to New York. Well, maybe. I want to go see Broadway. But
My most favorite villains are the Master and the Daleks, for me.
I don't know. Maybe. So, yeah, favorite sidekick of the Doctor? I don't know,
You guys, there's a new clip for Requester Girls in Spanish, by the way.
Yeah, I
And
saw that. I saw that.
Discord.
It's just a toy.
Yes, there's a Discord toy, and it's perfect. Because
Hooray.
Fluttershy smashes it with a hammer.
I have
When is it? What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Are
Well,
you
it's
guys
whatever I just
okay
like
with me stopping the broadcast, and you guys can continue to talk and like...
Here's the
Okay.
link to the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, alright everybody, that's it for now. Thank you for joining the fan chat, and as mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, it's that time again where I ask you, the fans, to come up with topics that you want to hear us talk about on fan chat. Starlight Pony, shining out. Anybody else want to sign off?
This is Rosie Stevens saying, "See you later, every pony."
Buenos
Postscript, and I look
amigos, signed on Spanish.
Adios, amigos.
and I'm postscript, and I look forward to hearing from all of you.
Done.
Suck my dick.
Wow.
And with that, I'm
Classy.
ending the podcast.
Bye.
Great.
Macaroni out.
Wonderful, quick square.